Hello, everybody. Hope you guys having a good Thursday. We will get started here in a minute as more people come on in. All right, looks like we've got a good crew in here. Let's go ahead and start with our updates for the week. All right, so nice big update is stars are now live for trading in Pancake Swap on BNB chain. You can bridge with Squid directly on Stargaze. If you go to your Get Stars, you can bridge in and out there. There will be an AMA live in the Pancake Telegram tomorrow. Check our Twitter for that. Today is the last day to claim the Penumbra airdrop for bad kids and slot holders. So if you hold a bad kid or a slot, make sure to check out the banner at the top of our website. Also, a reminder on tokenomics, we did a quiz, but Stargaze has a max supply of 3 billion, and the real yield is currently 4% of usage from usage. With that, I'd like to go ahead and chat with our creators for the week. Let's go ahead and chat with CyberHuahua and Byron, if we can get him up here. Hello, CyberHuahua.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, it's going well. Thanks for joining us. Will Byron be joining us today, or
Yeah, I think I asked him to request to speak. I don't know if you can send it to him. He's gonna come up. He's available.
Okay, I know Twitter gives us issues all the time, so
There you
hopefully.
go. There he is.
Okay, here we go. Okay, awesome.
Hello.
All right, guys. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about the project? Yeah, who you guys are and who Byron is.
All right, so I think I'm gonna start just by explaining what the incubator is for CyberHuahua, and then maybe Byron can speak about himself. So, basically, CyberHuahua is a project from the AAA MetaHuahua team, which launched its first collection on Stargaze, which is the CyberHuahuas. It's been over 2 years and a half now that we launched that collection. So we were trying to find different ideas to bring more utilities to the CyberHuahua. So we decided to turn them into a sort of incubator for new projects, new artists, and leverage our network and what we have built so far to help these projects launch on Stargaze. So that's the main idea behind it. So for Byron, we reached out to him about 6 months ago. He was about to launch a collection on Say, a free mint. We love the art, and we approached him saying that, he should definitely decide to come here on Stargaze. So we finally convinced him, and maybe I can talk about that later on. I'll let Byron describe himself.
So it's my turn?
Yeah, Byron, go for it.
I'm Byron. I'm from Canada and I draw zombies. It's been what I've done for the last nearly 20 years or so, and got introduced to crypto a couple years back on a different network. Found the CyberHuahua gang, like he said, just recently after a project just kind of fell apart with no fault of mine, but just things happen from time to time. Really cool guys, though. I mean, like very upbeat, very focused, very determined to try to bring some glory back to Stargaze, and I'm here to do my part. Quite an interesting little ecosystem you have here.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you said you've been drawing zombies for about 20 years. Kind of, what's your history with zombies, and why do you keep drawing them?
Well, me and my wife are big horror fanatics, so that's a big part of it right there. And when I was first starting out as an artist, back in my teenage years, I didn't really like my art style much. I didn't think it fit in anywhere. It wasn't the clean, nice lines that I wanted to be at, like some of the other comic book creators, because I was really into comics at them. So one day I just kind of sat down and drew a zombie, and turned out to look pretty good. It fit my style, and so I just kept going at it. And now here I am, long time later. That's about
So you were drawing in traditional media, right? I guess for about 20 years. What was your foray into NFTs? I know you started somewhere else, but how did you first get started?
Well, my half brother called me up and said he needed art, and he needed lots of art. So I just started sending him art, and then he showed me what to do, and then I started minting, and then it's just been a massive journey. But yeah, all of my art is traditionally drawn, ink, paint. I don't do digital art except to touch up my own original, like my traditional art. I just like color corrected or things like that. But otherwise, I don't do digital art at all. It's all hand drawn and painted.
Yeah, so can you tell us about the process about for this collection, and if there's any kind of central themes around it?
Well, the biggest central theme would be the history. This has artwork that dates back to when I was first really getting serious about being an artist. There's a whole bunch of like old gems in there, some sketchbook pieces, Some other pieces that I put in there for relevance of when I thought I leveled up as an artist, specifically like drawing teeth that look like actual three-dimensional kind of teeth or things like that, right? Like jaw lines. So it's mostly the central theme is just my life as an artist over the last 15 to 20 years, all kind of compiled into one big 2,455 pieces that is this collection. Basically,
All right.
the theme is obviously creepy things, a lot of horror, a lot of zombies, lots and lots of cats because I have a thing for cats. So there's zombie cats and regular cats and lots of skulls because I went on a skull drawing kick for 1 year or so and did a lot of skulls, but mostly creepy things. So that's the central theme.
So all of these, all of the NFTs, just to clarify, are like individually handmade kind of 101s that you just kind of digitally enhanced a little bit, but they were all like pencil and paper initially, and you kind of scanned them in.
Yeah, I usually use ink. So there'll be a lot of ink and paper, ink and paint. And then I'll photograph it or I'll scan it in and then just do a bit of color enhancement with Photoshop. Sometimes things aren't quite aligned. And then, yeah, I mint it on blockchains to keep my history permanent.
And so when you're getting the traits, so I take it you then have to go through every individual NFT and then hand write the traits you have for them. Is that correct?
We did that a lot. Yeah, we spent a couple long hours doing that.
Yeah,
We had
we
to make
tried
sure.
to get the different art styles and the different categories of the different drawings he's done. We tried to group them in a few categories there for the traits, just so that on the secondary, when people will be exploring the collection, they'll have at least a few filters that they'll be able to go. But again, every single piece is unique in its own way, so that's the beauty of this collection.
Yeah, and the other thing too, we kept the traits pretty simple, just to no sense making everything complex, but we kept it simple so people can actually put maybe the value on the art rather than the traits. Because some of the art will be much more detailed than some of the other ones. There's some that are just mostly like little sketches that I have significance with. They might not be as valuable to some people as a full blown, full color painting.
Okay, no, very, very interesting.
Kind of letting the market.
Um, CyberHuahua. So this is the first project from the incubator, or have you guys done other
Exactly.
ones? Okay,
Exactly.
great.
This is the first one. The CyberHuahuas are actually two collections. We've got the CyberHuahua original collection, which is only 49 pieces, and the second one we launched shortly after because after we launched those 49s, people wanted more. We launched CyberHuahua Zombies, and this is where Byron ties into this whole CyberHuahua thing. Is the CyberHuahua Zombies were 200 pieces, also on Stargaze, and I think a lot of people forgot about us a little bit because we're a smaller supply. So we don't pop up on the top of the secondary sales and all that. So it's hard to find the collection in there, but we're there and we've been there since the very beginning, and the NFTs still retain their value. So we're proud of that, and we wanted to do something special for Stargaze and really try and grow the ecosystem by attracting artists from outside our little echo chamber over here.
Yeah, could you guys tell us a little bit about how you do that, and if people wanted to become an incubated artist, how would that work, and kind of like what kind of support you guys give the artist?
Okay, so basically, I'll just go how we went about with Barons. But at the end of the day, if you're an artist or a project that's looking get into Cosmos, and we know it's hard building a community from scratch and building a following. So that's what we're leveraging for these artists. And in exchange, we demand either a small percentage of the mint funds or royalties. And at the end of the day, as you can see with Byron, it took us about a month to launch the campaign. We helped him out with some production videos, the promo videos, the collaborations in the ecosystem. So, he can really just focus on the art. In terms of Byron, how we reached out to him, we usually go on other ecosystems. We have an alpha section in our Discord where we like to explore other projects, other ecosystems. And Byron was launching a free mint on Say, so we got interested there. We reached out to him, and his art was absolutely amazing. So, Superman, which is my twin brother, which is another team member of AAA, reached out to get him to come to Stargaze. And at the same time, unfortunately, he had a project lead for his Say project, the free mint that disappeared overnight. We don't know what happened to him, but he had basically all the controls of that collection in terms of whitelist, subber, and all that. So as soon as that happened, we reached out and offered our help. So after this mint, we will be doing that free mint for Byron. So we're not abandoning that community, But in exchange, we've tried to onboard all these users from Say to Stargaze. We've been quite successful in the last 30 days. I think we had approximately 800 new users in our Discord. We were only like 1,800 in there, so that's almost 40-50% increase. Not all of them have made the conversion and download the Kepler wallet, the Leap wallet, and all that, but we did convert quite a few. Some that were just huge supporters of Byron, so we were able to put in some videos that were already produced on Osmosis and Kepler wallet that we tried to get people to come on Stargaze. So that's what we did with Byron. So we convinced him to come over, but we really wanted him to come and test out Stargaze because it is the biggest marketplace in Cosmos, and thing is really different here. So I think it's been a journey for him. It's been all new. And we're excited just the fact that we were able to bring a person that's been on global news. He's been featured on Forbes. So we really thought it was something unique that I don't think we've seen yet on Stargaze. So we really wanted to do something special there. And again, if you think you have a unique project or you're a creator that needs a bit of help, well, feel free to reach out, DMs, AAA, GG, Superman, and we'll definitely help you out.
Awesome. No, that's really great to hear. Also want to give you guys a great shout out for the video. I think On-Chain Lore helped produce it. It's really great. Gives a great feel for the collection. You can really see the NFTs in there, and a really, really great marketing tool for you guys. Can you? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he did a really good job on that. I was quite impressed.
On-Chain Lore is another project that we took under the AAA umbrella, which is the Guatemala project that's also on Stargaze. So again, there's so many people out there that have so much talent, and they don't necessarily have time to stay in the Discord, talk to the communities all the time. So this is where AAA stepped in, and we're helping On-Chain Lore with his community, and in exchange, he helped us with the promotional video. So again, this is all about collaboration. That's what we're all about. So big shout out to On-Chain Lore. He's the one that produced most of the visuals for this campaign.
Great. Yeah, he did an amazing job with those. Can you tell us a little bit about your strategy on kind of converting people to like join your Discord to come to Stargaze? What were some of the successful things you did, and how can other projects maybe help replicate that?
I think for this project specifically, I think the big selling point was the free mint, right? We know that just with the Geckis that launched on Stargaze, free mints can be very powerful in terms of getting communities engaged with your project. So we use that as a main focus to get these people to come over to Stargaze. But at the end of the day, we think that Byron himself, being his own person, his own artist, that people were already flocked around, having him come over to Stargaze and talking about it and helping him out naturally helped all these users to come on board. Obviously, it is difficult. They did not all convert. Some people are, let's say, from this ecosystem. They're used to these free mints. They're not used to paid mints. Again, I think if we go to other ecosystems like Polygon, Solana, there's a different vibe for all of them. So again, we think Stargaze is unique, so I don't think they're used to 24-hour whitelist phases. Usually, it's like 1 hour OG, 1 hour whitelist, and the mint is done. We do things different here on Stargaze, I find, and yeah, it wasn't easy for sure, but we try to onboard them as best as we can. I think having a big presence in the Discord, really onboarding the users as soon as they come into your Discord, because attention span is really low. So when the person gets in there, you have to be present, and I think that's one of our biggest things at AAA is that myself and my brother are 24/7 into crypto, so we're all constantly on the Discord, and yeah, we welcome all these users that come in and ask questions, and if you can take care of them right away and not make them wait, well, it helps tremendously for the onboarding process.
Awesome. Byron, can you tell us how your experience with Stargaze has been during your first month, and how it differs from other places you may have launched?
Honestly, my first month has just been getting this collection together, so I haven't really had a chance to explore it much. Now that we're at the mint phase today, I get to settle down a bit and start to explore what kind of tools you have for creators. And I'm not a huge collector myself. I've always just been a creator. I like to create and just build community and things like that. So from what I've seen so far, though, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a lot like some other ecosystems that I've grown up with, kind of, you know. But the nice thing with Stargaze is that it's a smaller kind of community that's just ready to grow. It's ready to explode into some kind of growth potential. So I look forward to seeing what kind of applications and dApps there are that I can maybe start using to create some little fun, interesting collecting games for people.
Awesome. Yeah, no, excited to see what you'll do with it. You plan to also create games, kind of like digital games, or you mean physical games?
Mostly like collecting games. I'm a big fan of the OG school of card collecting, and I remember way back when you could collect stickers and try to fill up a whole sticker book and things like that. So I'm more of into the idea of collecting little pieces of art to get something bigger later on. And that's kind of what I mean by games. Like, I mean, I have some clicker games in the works with some other blockchains, but those aren't quite the same. Like, those are things where people are trying to earn money. I'm mostly trying to make things where it allows me to just free flow create whatever I want and then put it out there for people to collect. Not trying to monetize every single thing I do, mostly just trying to build an audience, build a name for myself, have some fun, distribute art. Just trying to, just have an everyday kind of life where all I have to do is draw pictures all day and share it with the world. So that's what I'm
Awesome.
hoping.
Yeah,
Help.
I think you'll find a very welcoming and receptive community of collectors and collaborators here. So,
Yeah,
very, very happy to have you on board.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Stargaze
Ruan.
gives me that whole 2021 bull rush kind of vibe right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think I also want to kind of mention, like, you guys are working as a team, right? And I think that's really important. A lot of people want to try and, take a project on their own, and it may be possible, when you do it as your first one, and you learn a lot. But having a team, you have an artist specifically geared on the art, and then CyberHuahua team is helping on the community and the marketing side of things, and it really takes the project to another level. So,
Absolutely.
really great job on that, guys.
It
Teamwork.
truly is. It truly is a lot of work, but I don't know if I mentioned, but this collection will not just be art. By the way, we do have some perks and some utilities to it. If you would want me to talk about those.
Please do. Yes.
All right. So basically, AAA, our main specialty has always been utilities for NFTs. In the past, we have been criticized a little bit that we use the AI art or pixels. So this is something really different with Byron's art, but we always still wanted to bring our utilities, so a little touch of utilities for the collection. So what we're looking to do with this collection is start our validator on Stargaze officially. So we're using 70% of the mint revenue to put on the validator and build our community wallet in stars. So the whole objective here, when we come on a chain with the validator, is to support the ecosystem itself and the token. So 70% of the funds will go in a community wallet. That will be growing with time. So we're only going to be using the staking rewards for the utilities here. So on a monthly basis, 30% will be compounded back into the wallet so that it grows continuously. A portion of the royalties will also be compounded back into the community wallet, and 60% will be used to support the floor of Byron's collection. We know that the floor prices are usually a very important metric for holders, so we're going to be supporting that. On top of that, what that will do is that we'll have NFTs and assets inside of our DAO that we can use for collaborations, for events, games, poker, whatever that we decide to do with it. So that's one of the utilities for the collection. Obviously, for everybody that mints a creepy companion, they'll be able to submit post mint a say address for the Zomze free mint on Say, which is going to launch shortly after because we're already going to be riding the momentum of the creepy companions over there. If you mint your 4 allocations on the whitelist today, you can come and claim in our Discord by opening a ticket your OG role for that collection. So that's going to be a premium role for the mint on Say. On top of that, Byron wants to keep producing art like he spoke previously. So we're going to be hosting community drawings inside the Discord live. So community members can come in the Discord, give suggestions for Byron to draw, and he'll come and draw it live at least once a month. And our objective there is to create a one-on-one minter collection where we'll be able to auction off these pieces. 50% of the proceeds will go back to the community wallet, and 50% will be for Byron. And what we would like to do for Halloween is start drawing portraits of influencers and well-known Cosmos or crypto people in general, and launch that collection near Halloween for the whole zombified portraits edition, which also will be 50% for the community wallet and 50% will be for Byron, and that's also going to be on the one-on-one minter and auctioned off. So we already had a few people that are interested, so we'll do Homestead and see if Sean maybe would be interested at that point. But again, I think the more successful we are on Stargaze, the more people will allow us to do these portraits, and I think it's something fun that we can do during the Halloween holidays. So that's what we have planned for that with the wallet. So the wallet will continuously be growing. We dropped the Medium article if anybody wants to go read. That's another thing that we like, is fully transparent with the community. All the wallets will be exposed in the Discord, so if people want to follow what we're doing, and we do this for all of our collections. And eventually, we would like to put the entire DAO on chain, which is the ultimate goal. But usually, we like to wait a little bit for the community to mature. The people that are just there to flip the NFTs to leave, and once the community is nice and established and mature, we put the DAO on chain. So that's the big idea there.
Okay, very exciting. Everything's turning into a DAO. I love it. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and hear from Treaters next. Treaters.
Creatures.
How we
Hey.
say it? Hey, welcome.
Yeah, creatures, kind of like creatures, but with the three. But yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hi, I'm
Let's
Mika.
go. Oh, hey, welcome, Mika. So there's two of you guys on this handle right now, right?
Yeah.
That's
All right, awesome. So tell us about your project and yourselves.
So yeah, I guess like during lockdown, like 2001,
Yeah.
Nika messaged me and suggested like, oh, we should do a drawing challenge of just like, let's do a random generator that will generate 3 different animals, and then we'll figure out a way to hand draw them into a new hybrid creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to create this kind of like fantasy world and place for us to not be afraid to sort of draw daily and commit to it and to motivate each other. And I've always been a lover of animals. I grew up watching David Attenborough. So for me, I naturally progressed to this idea of blending all of these animals together. And, you know, what would that look like?
Yeah, and I think it ended up like just being like a good kind of thought experiment, and like of just like going for a walk, smoke a joint, and think for 20 minutes about like how would I draw these together, but like also just really good for our mental health. Like
Yeah,
essentially
absolutely.
that like it ended up just being
And also learning a new skill. We've always kind of dabbled in like arts and crafts. And this was the first time I think both of us were like, okay, we're going to commit to creating this collection, this, you know, putting pen to paper and making it really simple and kind of going back to just simplifying it and creating something.
it's like we've arrived at a morning show, and it's like our next guests like drawing animals and their friends.
So you guys, are you guys artists also by like trade or training, or was this just kind of a fun thing you guys decided to do during COVID? And yeah,
So I have some background. Like I did some like a few different like stop motion videos previously. My parents are artists, so I grew up kind of traveling from one town to another as they did art shows. But yeah, like my apartment, if you looked around my apartment, it'd be like, okay, this guy does art. But yeah, like from a professional standpoint, I suppose, like this is our first forays into that world.
Yeah. And for myself, art was just always something I kind of did on the side as a sort of escape, as a fun thing to do, as a way to relax. So this was the first time that I kind of ventured in and committed to creating this collection.
Yeah. And when we say collection, I suppose like not an NFT collection. It was more just like an official, like we just decided like once you start the drawing, no matter what you end up with, that is the drawing. It becomes an official creature. But like it wasn't until like long into doing them that we had this thought of like, oh, this actually makes perfect to do as an NFT collection.
right. Yeah. So you guys, 3-4 years ago, you guys just decided to start drawing without any intentions of creating a collection. And then at what point did you decide, hey, this could be a fun NFT collection?
So like I guess like I've been using Osmosis Zone since like pretty much the day they launched. Like my friend Owen kind of like introduced me into the world. And yeah, so like I think like at a certain point into drawing them, when it became apparent, like, oh, this isn't just like a thing that we're doing for a week or two. Like we now have done 100 and we're now at 150. Yeah, like I always saw Stargaze as kind of like a good place for it. I think that like just like the fact that it started off with the successful crayon collection, like in Bad Kids, just kind of like set a tone. And then you have like a lot of other collections like Sneaky Stuff, who I actually see is here. Like, I mean, like where, like, yeah, like it felt like, oh, it might not be crazy for us to launch this collection, but I think there was kind of like a nervousness on my part of like, we care so much about these drawings. We spend so much time on it. We don't want to blow it. So I was like, oh, well, I'll release an AI generated collection just to test it out and test the waters. And then before I knew it, that became 8. And like this whole time, I think has just been like kind of leading to this and me slowly learning Stargaze and improving on Stargaze so that we could do this collection.
Yeah, and we were really excited that we have a place, kind of a home to launch these creatures.
Yeah, like, and just the support of like, I mean, like it's no lie, anyone, like I encourage you all to look at our Twitter profile and see that we only actually have like 80 followers at the moment. But yeah, like we've had support, like I mean, like West has been kind of like guiding, like answering questions, making suggestions. Same with Maria from Cosmos, where I think there is a good community, like just Brady on Discord helping us, walking us through this.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. I also, see on your Twitter that that you guys tag or stencil in Toronto. Is that a...
Yeah, what we wanted to do was sort of take creatures out of our notebooks and put them up into the real world. So we created a couple stencils that were quite large.
Yeah, well, like, and then some were just cutouts. Like,
yeah, and some were just cutouts.
But like done like yeah, like that bogus, like going to the store and getting him to print like 20 different pages and then one by one, like cutting them out to like line them up and stuff. And like, yeah.
Yeah, and we just thought it would be a really fun additional sort of branch for creatures to kind of just put them out in the world.
And the feedback we've gotten from that is who knows, because we didn't leave anyone any handle or any way to reach us. So they're just, and like, I think there's a part of me that likes that, like that likes that they're just like, we go to a bridge or an underpass and we just put them up. And there's like, I think we both appreciate that is that like, yes, there are people tagging their own names, but there are also people just making art and putting art just because it's fun to have art and cool to have art in the world. And I think that, yeah, like there was a part of us that, yeah, like that idea of not like writing on every one of the throw ups that we put up.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. We've got a couple of Canadians on this call today, so hopefully you guys are able to meet up one day. Yeah. I believe there's 378 of these, correct?
Yeah, that's how many we were able to get through in all this time.
What's your plan for post-mint? Do you guys plan to like start a Discord, or how should people interact with you or the community?
I don't like.
We do have an IG. I know a lot of people on Stargaze probably aren't really into IG, but if anybody does want to follow us, we're at Draw Creatures. So people can definitely engage with us then. We've thought maybe of turning it into like a weekly draw, but we're not really sure where that's gonna live. I can say that we will probably continue to draw more creatures. We don't know whether or not we'll be sharing them with the world again, but I think we'll continue on and motivating ourselves to do that.
like ideally if we have more friends join us and like the collection, like since it's mainly been the two of us, is just our things, but like we have a friend Brandy that's drawn about 12 of them. Yep. My friend like works at an elementary school where sometimes like if a kid is having a bad day or being hyperactive or something, she might take them aside and have like I have like a a folder of just like random like 6-year-olds that drew Threechers and stuff.
Yeah, we try to touch as many people as we can when it comes to Threechers, just because we think it's really fun. We don't put any pressure. The idea of Threechers is to kind of take away this idea of perfection and like, well, what does a cheetah look like? Well, it doesn't matter because you're drawing a cheetah, giraffe, and a cow together. So kind of takes away any stress for people who are just starting out in their art career or in the art space.
Yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, embracing the perfection and imperfection, right? Like nothing's gonna be perfect. And
Yeah,
you guys, it's like
leap
it's like the
forward.
idea of an Enzo, right? You draw an
Exactly.
Enzo, and you do it once, and you're never supposed to really do it on the same
Right.
piece of paper again.
Also,
Exactly.
if people are a fan of like raccoon eagles where like one wing is normal and the other one perspective is like up in the air awkwardly, you might be lucky enough to mint that one. Like we are kind of like there's a charm in the bad ones, but yeah, like it's a complete collection. So sorry if you end up with my raccoon eagle.
Well, that's why you can trade them. Yeah, if you do continue to want to, add on to a collection, the one-on-one minter is great, and you can put those up for auction as well or on the marketplace and continually add to the collection. So there's options for you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been thinking of looking into one-on-one.
Yeah, no. So right now, let's go ahead and take any questions or comments from the community. If you guys have any questions for Treachers, Byron, or CyberHuahua, please request to speak, and we'll get you guys answered. You can also drop a question or comment in the thread here, and we'll have a look at those. So Treachers, this was your very first project, right? What was the most challenging thing about getting this up?
So yeah, like I guess it's hard to say. Like I've made like 8 other Stargaze collections, so the technical stuff is all kind of like good at this point. Like I would say like the biggest challenge with this collection was like finding out that like we had to submit it a week in advance, and Nika was in Poland until like a day before, and getting back and just like I think every time I do a collection, I always have this feeling of like, am I doing something wrong? And everyone else gets this done in a few hours, and I spend weeks on this thing. And like I think that even though it's only 378, like it's like when you physically have like 378 papers strewn around, and some have been photographed and some haven't, it ends up like being a lot of work. Or even us trying to like edit out the backgrounds of these photos once we upload them, or like once we take a photo of them, and color correcting them, and anything that only takes 2 seconds, when you multiply it by 400, there's hours.
Yeah, and making sure that the quality of the image was like perfect and high quality. We shot in RAW, and just making sure that we were, just kind of happy with the finished product, and that we felt like ready and like good about what we did enough to share.
Yeah, like I think we were lucky that because the drawing was just done as a completely separate thing for fun, any challenges we had was just monotonous work, but like kind of like didn't get in the way of the art process or whatever, as it has like on some other collections.
Right, you kind of knew what you needed to do and did it, and you also followed a similar process to Byron and CyberHuahua, where you guys had to go ahead and add in all the traits, right? Because you just did the image first.
Exactly.
Was that a fun process for you guys, adding in the traits?
So yes and no. Like so like I guess like a big thing I noticed from this collection versus other ones I did is when you from the start know that you're making an NFT collection, you make your plans around kind of those traits. So it's like, I'm going to make a bunch of plasticine sloths, and I'm going to have 5% of them be smokers, and have this, and like we ended up in this position where we have like 378, we have like thousands of animals that have been drawn as quarters, and it doesn't really work as metadata to have like parent 1, parent 2, parent 3. So I think with this collection, we still have like most of them are animal, some are animal plant, some are animal kitchen appliance, but like we put in that metadata, we put in metadata about like if they live on land or in water and like things like that. But I appreciate what Byron was saying about like how, yeah, some collections are really metadata heavy and other things are just kind of about the art. And like, I'm sure there are some that are more rare than others, that I would rather have the more common ones in some sets.
Yeah, it's more about the drawing, right? And then the metadata came afterwards for you guys.
Yeah, like people seem to appreciate the rarity rankings. So like Jimmy, like that was, and then like it was a nightmare where, you know, when you get a collection and you're like, oh shit, I got the number one, and then it turns out that there's actually like 5 different ones that are number one, and it's like, oh. So like, yeah, there was a lot of like that usual tampering where you have to add in a badness score, in our case, a scientificness score, because we want at least them to be ranked with some rarity. So I guess, yeah, that was things for the collection, to answer your earlier.
So do you guys have any advice for people who would be looking to launch their first collection, or doing something similar to what you're doing?
Don't be afraid. Just embrace your creativity, and you're never too old to learn something new. And trying is the best way to live your life, and it's the fastest way to become successful on your own terms and in your own life.
Also, reach out to other people in the community. That's something very against my instinct. Like I kind of was intentionally launching stealth collections because I don't like promoting. And like, I'm not antisocial, but it's just like, I like to make collections. I don't like to do promotion, but you kind of have to. And like, that's, I think, the main takeaway I've had this time around, is that like, I am way better off for having messaged those people that I've been speaking to. And there are people that will, that can help you do the heavy lift. Or I guess like in the case of CyberHuahua, like where they're good at that part, focus on what you're good at. Like
Right.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would encourage
Yeah.
people to collaborate if they can.
Yeah, we're very grateful to the community, and you know, we're excited to be a part of it and to build more of a community around 3Church.
Awesome. Yeah, don't be shy. Reach out. People are here to help. It's I think, kind of like Byron said, it's still a very small community, and you know, you're only a couple of degrees of separation from anyone else.
You'd be surprised how many people are willing to help too.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
great.
have to ask,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't hurt to ask. The
What-
worst thing that could happen is someone says no, and that's not a big deal, you know, because there's always someone else who might say maybe or might say yes. So
There's also something I think just like impressive about, like, that I've noticed. It might be all NFT communities, maybe it's just Stargaze, but it doesn't feel like there's the competition. Like it's, I used to be in bands, and yeah, a friend's band might reshare something that you post about your band, but for the most part, everyone's in competition. And with this, it really feels like everyone is retweeting everyone, everyone's helping everyone, everyone's win is everyone's win. And that's, I guess, partly because when you buy some of our collection, you own the share of the collect. Like I see, obviously there's financial motivation for everyone to support everyone, but it leads to a really strong kind of machine, that kind of like a finely oiled Stargaze machine.
It's like a rising tide raises all ships.
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could have, instead of talking for 2 minutes, just said that.
That's great. Byron, CyberHuahua, do you have any advice or recommendations for people looking to launch a project?
I'll start. I'll just say, just start. Just jump in and start. Ask questions. Figure it out. A lot of the blockchains you can start on relatively cheaply. Like you don't need a lot of money to start up. There's some where you can mint for free even. If you got an idea, you want to get it out there, just start getting it out there. You'll learn as you go, and the next one will be even better. You know, I've built my whole career based on all my failures over the last 20 years, and it's all those failures that have helped me learn what does and doesn't work. And if I stopped after the first failure, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd probably be working at a day job, not drawing, and then who knows what the hell. But yeah, just do it. Just start. Get her done.
Yeah, and for myself, if you guys don't know who I am on the CyberHuahua handle, by the way, it's GG Bitcoin. You guys might know me by the other collections where I lead as well. But basically, what I tell people, we launched all of our collections in the bear market, so not the best time in terms for engagement. But what I think really set us apart is that we're very determined. Keep pushing, especially when you believe in the product or the NFT collection that you're launching. Don't give up. I mean, even for the Meta Wawa collection for our Wawaverse, that mint took almost 1 year, you know, but we didn't give up. We kept pushing and ended up selling out as well. So again, I think the big thing is persevere in everything you're doing. You have to love what you're doing, and make sure you do it with passion and good intent. with that, you'll be successful.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, I want to put another call out for any questions or comments from the community. Please request to speak, and we will get you guys up here. CyberHuahua, Byron, what was the most challenging thing about getting this collection up? I know you guys have a lot of experience, but anything specific about this one?
Well, the Three Cheers people talked about it a little bit. It's the monotony of trying to get all these artworks digitized and made to look the same size, 2000 by 2000, high resolution, good colors, not blurry. They did it for about 400 pictures. I did it for 2,400, and oh my goodness, that took me weeks. It's dull and boring, but I'm glad it's done. It gives me a good idea on, maybe next time I'll start digitizing things in a specific way a little bit better to make it easier. But other than that, I mean, everything else has been a trip. Working with CyberHuahua, they looking at their promo videos and all the work that they're doing behind the scenes that I don't have to worry about. Man, that makes a huge difference. Looking forward to doing the next phase and the Zom phase, and we have ideas after that nobody's talked about yet, and we won't drop that alpha just yet, but we got lots and lots of ideas, so it's good.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's very exciting. I'm curious to see what you guys come up with next. I'm sure it's going to be a very horror related. Try and save something for Halloween for us. We usually do a special Halloween drop.
Yeah, we have something special planned for Halloween, but I think the hardest part of this campaign specifically must have been the market conditions. Unfortunately, we can't control those. So, when markets are up, everybody's happy. Everybody's in. When the markets get a little bloody, people can get a bit negative. So, I think navigating that is probably the hardest part. But I mean, we launched every single collection in the bear market. We're used to it. We know what it is. So we roll with the punches, and it's something we can't control. So. There's not much we can do there.
Yeah, makes the skin a little tough, right? When you have to go through some adversity. But I think it'll be a fun mint.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Any questions from the community? Please request to speak. Now is your opportunity. Three Cheers, CyberHuahua. Is there anything you guys would like to mention that we may not have covered about the projects?
I think I pretty much covered everything. What I think people really need to know about the creepy companions is we're really coming here, and Byron also is coming to Stargaze to support the ecosystem. So again, by opening the validator, removing those stars tokens out of circulation and keeping them in stars, right? We're not going to sell those. That's the whole point. So we're here to support Stargaze, support the ecosystem. And on top of that, I think I did not mention that since he was coming on Stargaze, something important for him was to do some tribute pieces that we've been teasing all this week. We've had some little games with Billy from Saw. So we're putting the communities against each other to see which ones got to reveal their one-on-one. So Celestine Slots won the first one against the Mad Scientist, the Wreck Gang. We've got Women from Cosmos in there. I've got all the top collections. So the Wreck Gang is in there, Mad Scientist, CAA, so Cosmos Ape Alliance. We even have T-Zaz. We've got Sneaky Transformation. So we got plenty of there. So those will be revealed. So our collection is on a reveal system. So we wanted to try something different. So you guys won't see your NFTs right away. But as soon as the collection sells out, we'll be revealing those within 24 hours. So a little bit of excitement for the mint. And we wanted to try the different tools that Stargaze had for this launch and do something different.
Thank you very much. Three Cheers, I don't suppose sorry, Byron, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I hit that by mistake. Just jokingly thinking to myself that unfortunately there was no zombie Three Cheers this time, but maybe next time.
Oh yeah, I know. We've got plenty of time, huh?
What three creatures together would make a good Three Cheers zombie, do you think? I'm asking the Three Cheers.
Would zombie be one of the three, or there's three things and then they also happen as well?
Well, that's a good question.
I would say, since you already do zombie cats, I would say cat for sure.
And then I'm always going to pick earwig just because I've had a thing for years. Like I used to work in advertising, and I was constantly trying to pitch, like, what if a company had an earwig as their mascot, and it never. So
I love earwigs.
Yeah, and then I would say something that's maybe aquatic. So I don't know, platypus, semi-aquatic.
Seahorse?
I think that would make a great, or a seahorse. Yeah, I think the great thing about Three Cheers is like you really have so many possibilities, and that's also a great thing about zombies is that you could really zombify anything.
And the coolest thing is we've been drawing this entire call. So yeah, anyone that owns both a creepy and a Threacher might be airdropped this random drawing that was just made up.
Oh, well then maybe I'll say that anyone that owns a Threacher and a creepy companion might get an airdrop in the near future too of a cat earwig platypus zombie.
Love it.
I do separately like the idea of like I've seen like whitelists now where like the more things you have, the more you can buy. But I do like the idea of just like if you own two things, which I guess like Byron was kind of talking earlier about like kind of this game of collecting.
Exactly. So where's the devs at? I want to talk to them.
So somebody's gonna have to show proof of owning both. So I guess since Byron put me on the spot, you guys can come in the Discord and show us that you minted both collections, and we'll take your address down and we'll make sure Byron gets that art produced.
You wanted me to
There's I mean, if you guys really want to do this, it's pretty straightforward to see, like, to cross-reference who owns which collections and add them to a whitelist or airdrop them something. You can also do kind of like stackable whitelists with our current system. I think Stardy has a nice post for that. She did that with Eternals on her last collection. But yeah, sounds fun. Love the collaborations happening in real time here.
only on Stargaze.
Yeah, and we do need to get this Canadian-wide space going. We had another positive creator launch on Stargaze recently, so that should be a fun one. There's a lot of Canadians out here.
I like, yeah, it's like hand-drawn Canada Stargaze launchpad.
And maybe we should put a Canadian flag on the website somewhere. It looks like we've got a couple of people here with questions or comments. Catherine, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. By the way, I'm in Canada too.
There you go. Yeah, Canadian space. Get Brady up here.
No, I am not. I'm not Canadian. I'm Colombian, but I live last like 6 years, and yeah, nice to hear people from there. I just came here to congratulate you guys for your collection. CyberHuahua. I don't know how to say it, but like, it's a great project. I love your illustrations and
Thank you.
tours is very cute. Your collection. I'm learning recently about Stargaze, and I think it's a very like great opportunity to create like collections and go into this new way to present NFTs. And yeah, I am here on behalf of my friend Limbo. He doesn't speak English, but he just launched his collection like 1 hour ago in Stargates, and I want to take this opportunity to like tell people that the take a look on his collection. Is a great collection from the art person. Is very interesting. Is very well done from the aesthetical view, from the conceptual view. He wanted to bring some art to Stargate, something different. He's an artist like very talented. I know him like for like the last 3 years, and I think he's one of my favorite artists in Web3. And I collect a lot of his art. And yeah, I wanted to invite him here because I saw the Stargate space, and I think it's great if everybody take a look of his collection. And if you have any questions for him, like I can translate it.
Gracias, parcera, por la introducción. Solamente quiero presentarme así rapidito y pues nada, sí, era invadir un poquito el espacio porque justamente hoy es el lanzamiento de mi colección y solamente agarrar 3 minutos y que sepan de la colección y que vayan a verla. No es necesario que compren, simplemente con que la vayan a ver y si retuitean, pues muchas gracias.
He's sorry about stealing some minutes from the space, but he wanted to inform about his collection and just take a look. It's very interesting. He has a very interesting, reflexive position from a sociopolitical view, and just check it. You don't have to buy it. Just go and check it. It's very interesting. I think Alin he's going to be known in future because his art is very. I think his work is going to leave a mark his era. and I think it's an investment for the future. And just take a look, check it, and thank you for this minutes and this space.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Limbo, for joining us. I don't know if we have anything else. Threechers, CyberHuahua. Was there anything else you guys wanted to mention? It sounds like there's going to be a collaboration going and a secret airdrop of an NFT if you mint both of these tomorrow.
Did
Little
I
alpha code in
screw
there.
up and just like make a promise and now we're like stuck with like
Yes, you did.
either way, yes, I will talk to Byron about it. But like, yeah, I did not mean to impose that or like make any. Oh, I see someone just
It's a
shared.
good reason to use the one minter. It's a good reason to start using that one minter and play around with things. Let's go.
Yeah, sure. I'm dead. I
For sure.
see that someone just shared a song that I wrote about an Apparamander to this chat that people. But yes, listen to the song and please, mint because making the Threechers gave us a lot of joy, and you can take that joy away from us by having it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It brought us a lot of joy, it motivated us, it took us out of, the mundane tasks that we have to do on a daily basis.
And that mundanity can be all of yours.
The next Threecher collection can be an airdrop zombie Threecher collection off the Threecher you own.
Love it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. One thing, if you guys are considering doing this, one thing you may want to look into is the open edition minter. If it's just going to be one individual piece, and then you could free mint that, so you can just whitelist all of the people who minted both of them, and have them mint that for free. So if you want to do that, that could be a fun option too.
Can you also do open editions on the one minter or no?
No, because the one of one is meant to be just one individual NFT. The open edition or the limited edition minter allows you to mint multiples of that individual image. So it would no longer be a one of one. It would be like a one-off multiple.
Okay, can I ask you one more question about that?
Sure.
When you do the open edition collection, the mint through the open edition, can it go to the same collection as the one-on-one minter that mints?
No, that would be a different collection. So the open edition that you create, so for example, like if you drew just one image, that one image is now like a large collection. So let's say 1,000 people come and mint that. That is its own individual collection.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and there's 1,000 of those same NFTs, and they're differentiated by when they were minted. So like the first person who minted would have like edition number 1, and the last person would have edition 1,000. Kind of like you go to like a flat stock or like a poster place, and there's one out of like 100 posters people made.
Right, and then so if I minted like 5 open editions, that's 5 new collections then?
That's correct. Yeah, 5 new collections. And then the one of one would be you could mint that individual piece one time, and then you could list it for sale, or you could put it for auction. So when you use a one-on-one minter, it pretty much mints it into your wallet. It doesn't go to like a public mint where people hit the mint button. It goes directly to the secondary.
Okay, perfect. Thank you much.
I'd like to say one last thing before we go, because I don't see on the launchpad that we're featured yet. So I'm guessing that'll be done tomorrow, and that the CyberHuahua's Creepy Companions ended up being the team pick from Stargaze. So we did not mention that. The mint is 875 stars for those that are interested. We did collaborations with the majority of the NFT community. So if you had a whitelist, you have 24 hours for that, and we're going to be hitting public tomorrow on 19 UTC. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, the collection should be up shortly on the site. Thank you. And with that, I think we can call the space, guys. Everyone have a great Freshman Friday tomorrow, and we'll see you next week. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
everybody.
Take care. Have a great day.
Bye and eat brains.
Ciao, guys.